Hello everyone, what's up? Looking here at Bitcoin real quick. We have definitely hit our order block that we drew out here and basically filling a gap. So we came down, we've respected this gap on the move up, and what I would expect at this point is we have smaller gaps in these areas. So we're going to take this 1 hour down to a 4 hour, and we can see our ribbon is shrinking and stochastic is coming up. We're using this point of control right now at 20,000 flat, 20,001, whatever you want to call it there. Um, right here we do have a cross of the RSI over the moving average. This is bullish. We're going to stay above this moving average for now. The stochastic could go a little crazy, so we'll be going sideways. Maybe use this order block one more time, so maybe see about like 19.9 and then a retrace to the upside. So I would want to see a gap fill around this area, so easily come up and tap like 20,100 in my opinion, and then hopefully maybe have support right there. Mainly looking at this gap here though on the volume profile. Let me get out a brush. So right here we've left a large gap, you can see. So this can be taken advantage of, and we could come up all the way to about 21.6 first, and then look further up for more gaps. Like, look at this candle, look how crazy that is. For me to even get one, I'm gonna have to break the candle into two. So let's just do that real quick. Maybe even break the candle into three with a 15-minute. So let's stretch that out and let's get our ass over there. Looking at that candle, it is still extremely large without any kind of imbalance for me to measure. So let's bring it down to a 10-minute and get our ass over there again. And it's so volatile here. Let's get ourselves a 5-minute going. And let's take a look. I'm guessing we're not in the right spot. We need to get over further. Yeah, now we're finally in this area. So we're looking for this imbalanced candle right here. I'm going to go ahead and grab our rectangle tool. We're going to get that candle lit. We're going to then zoom back out to a 30-minute, and we have our box that we can just stretch on over. And we want to see where this gap fill can possibly happen after we find support on this end. So also what you can see here is an inverse structure being formed. We've come below the 1100. We need to come back up and tap it. So that's where we can easily come up and try to fill. This is an area of consolidation to me, so that's another box that I'd like to pick out. So we could first see around 21.8 and then use these areas of consolidation and support to move up and finally tap a gap fill all the way up at 23k to then finally continue down or up. At that point we would be in a moment of confluence, because if we zoom out to about a 1 hour, we can see this large structure that we've formed broke off the 1100, broke over it, and now we're under it. So it could be a retest to continue down, which again, zoom out far enough and you'll see the trend has been down for the market. Internet needs to load here, but you can see just this line right here lets us know what the trend is. It's getting flat, which could give us clear signs of maybe a local bottom, but it could easily get retested and continue down and then curl back down to the downside, where there are liquidity blocks from 8,000 to 12,000 that we could tap. And let's just zoom out far enough to get those over here. So when we want to find those areas, 19k, we're in this consolidation area right here. This is where we're stuck at, right? So the next one, if we were to fall past it, is what we would be looking for. So when I say we have order blocks around the 8,000 to 12,000 area, we can look at 8,000, And so this is going to be an area where price got caught up before it took off. So anywhere from 8,000 all the way to 12,000 right here. So this is an area of consolidation before breakout, and that's where we could use this as strong support for the next bull run. So bottoms, I mean, it's so close to the bottom, people are already trying to call, and it would just be more support for the next run. So in my opinion, just pay more attention to the what's in the now, and that would be looking at prices on 1 hours and 4 hours, because we're going to be doing gap fills to the upside now. So just take that with a grain of salt, and don't let news disrupt your bias. We're going to fill these gaps. They're there for a reason. So again, if we're going to fill this structure out, it's probably going to be curving down a little bit. So this is going to end up inside this order block. So that's going to be around that 21.8, 22K area. And then we finally try and grab that 23K tap before we make our next market move. I do apologize for my voice, but that is my technical analysis for Bitcoin right now. Just thought I'd drop in and give that, because I haven't given y'all a video in so long that's as detailed as this, using basic things, moving averages, order blocks, gap fills, volume. So I just wanted to make a second video on top of the one I just made, just to go over some patterns, a little bit of pattern trading here. So looking at Bitcoin, we have a structure where, as stated before, we're breaking out and we've created a big M, and it's after this big U type of recovery move, right? It looks like a big hand just punched down the price, and we're seeing strength more to the upside. Think about a hammer hitting this candle and the nail coming out all the way on this side more than it did this side. So we see pressure stronger here. So we're looking for this inverse shape, right? So this is on a macro scale compared to the whole crypto market. And we can see what happens after a M shape is formed in the direction upwards. So we can easily take a trend line and see that this went up. We can take another trend line and see that this went up. What happens after that, right? So after that we had consolidation upwards with a breakout to the downside. So I would strongly suggest to expect something to happen on the same level here, where we're seeing this same shape, because I wanted to show this over here as well. Last bull market cover, we have the M and a fall off with the inverse shape before the breakout, right? So this right here in itself is a pattern, right? And then breakout. So we came from this end and we left this end, right? So with all that being said, we come all the way over here and we're going to have something similar where we're looking for this consolidation period, which on this, it was more of this move to the upside. Everything's kind of compressed here, but we have the M shape here with consolidation squeezing to the upside with a break to the downside. So we have the M shape now, and what I would expect is something on the lines of, like I was saying, where we're going to use these gap fills to do something on the lines of, let me actually just get rid of this trend line. It might be good to keep it there just because of history, right? So let's just say we do something like this, and we've already created a range, and so that's going to actually possibly consolidate us all the way up back to like 23K, and then see that sell-off. So we would see price bounce around in here and then break down, and then that's where you want to see crypto form that shape, that inverse pattern, where we have something like this and I'm gonna have to keep drawing the shape here. This is the part that always messes me up. If we keep going, right, so this would be the inverse shape. It would be the flat bottom that everyone's looking for, so we could see something on the lines of this. Stochastic RSI bottoming out finally, maybe even staying to the bottom for a while like this, have a flat. See how this consolidation, we had a flat stochastic RSI and then breakout, and then we see it actually do a KD cross and fall out. So something very similar can happen here, where we keep coming down and then we actually move the stochastic up while we go through this channel. We have a KD cross once we get to the top, and then we break to the downside and make this inverse structure that then starts our move to the upside. So in my eyes, this is what I see happening on top of what I just sent. So just do be prepared for the months to come. Like, if you look at this pattern, and this is really basically drawn, but you can see how this goes all the way into the end of the year. It's not until July that we see the bottom, and then come back to levels that we were at in August to September, and then finally see some really good prices again around Christmas. So just do be prepared. I'm going to leave these drawings up and see how well they do. I do have them on their own chart as well. So let's just see how things play out. Do be prepared for some type of consolidation up move through a parallel channel. This is a good way to get ranges anywhere from 19.8 to long, anywhere from 21.2 to short back down, all the way to 20k to back to a long, all the way to a short at 22k. Like, you could use $2,000 of movement in Bitcoin just swinging while we consolidate up and then move to the downside. Let's see, not everyone's right. I've broken clocks right 2 times a day, so let's see if I can be right more than that.